What's up, beauties? Namaste, welcome to I Am Woke. I'm your host, Emelina Calder. I'm gonna teach you how to connect with your higher self in just a few easy steps. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Emelina. I'm a spiritual high-performance life and personal branding coach, a modern shaman, a spiritual mentor, a psychic medium, and an Akashic records coach. On this channel, you can expect to find all sorts of videos on personal and spiritual development, as well as energy updates on the new moons and full moons channeled in the Akashic records. If that sounds like your vibe, go ahead and tap that subscribe button and the bell for notifications so you don't miss any videos. Okay, so I'm so excited to tell you guys how to connect with your higher self. This is like such a simple, easy practice, and what I really love about it is that with consistency, it allows you to build self-trust and your ability to connect with your own higher intuitive guidance so that you can kind of catch yourself throughout the day and know like what the better options are gonna be, what the better decisions are gonna be for yourself, and always kind of stay in synchronization with your soul, with your higher self. So first, let's cover what is the higher self. There are lots of ways to describe a higher self, but when I refer to higher self, I'm talking about the sixth dimensional version of you. This is a more elevated version of yourself that has a higher perspective on everything that it is to be you and do life as a human. You can think about them like having a bird's eye view and an advantage on your humanity, on about what you're gonna go through, what you have been through, what you've overcome, your challenges, your strengths. They understand your relationships, they understand your blind spots. But what's important to remember is that our higher selves are not perfect. They are just a higher perspective, a version of us that includes more data, more information, more expansive awareness. But they still do carry blind spots. They don't know everything perfectly, and they're still looking to learn too. The point is that they have another higher advantage that can help us through our day-to-day living. I kind of like thinking about my higher self like a bigger sister, like really cool and like knows what's going on in my life. So how do you access your higher self? Really simply, you do so in meditation. At this point, I'm so practiced that I can pull my higher self in immediately and she'll be right here with me, as she did just enter my fields now. But when you're just starting out or you don't have a consistent communication with your higher self, you need to create consistent communication. And it is a relationship just like any other existing physical relationship in your life. So if you think about it like a relationship, you're not just gonna pick up the phone once, call them, and expect to have a really incredible relationship. The relationship is built through consistency throughout time. So think about it like jumping on the phone and calling your higher self. Hey, higher self, what's up? Like, what we got going on here? What guidance do I need for the today? And I know I'm being really casual, but it is actually good to have a lot of sacred reverence when you contact your higher self. I am more casual now at this point because I have a fully developed relationship with my higher self, so we shoot jokes and stuff back and forth. I'm not even kidding you. But that's because that's who I am. That's like me. But you want to get into a synchronization with your higher self. You're getting to know someone, you're getting to know your frequency at the higher self level, so that when your higher self does step in when you're in other situations, maybe in public or with people or relationships or whatever the heck is going on in your life, that you'll feel that subtle shift in your frequency, in your subtle energy body, and you'll be receiving and intuiting guidance that is actually coming directly from your higher self in the moment. That comes with practice. So I'm gonna start you guys off with a few really simple, easy steps. So the first aspect to developing a connection with your higher self is consistency. You need to develop a relationship. And developing that relationship is going to be easiest when you call on your higher self and connect to your higher self every day at the same time of day. It kind of creates like a container or like a GPS coordinate location for your higher self to anticipate your needs on when they need to sync up with you, when they can get a hold of you. Because otherwise, sometimes our higher selves will be trying to get a hold of us while we're doing other things because we haven't created like a set schedule or routine of when we're available to receive the downloads and the information from them and to connect with them. When they know when in time and space they can get a hold of you, they will actually send the information and the downloads to that space-time continuum location so that when you sit in your meditation practice, you will receive. The data will show up. You won't have to go reaching for it. And that's always really cool. So the consistency is about having a dedicated daily practice where you are going to be in meditation at the same time every day with the same intention, which is connecting with and building relationship with your own higher self and your own higher awareness. I recommend doing this first thing in the morning because there's very little like cosmic chatter and mental chatter in the psychic grids, as well as it's easier to kind of tap into that more theta vibrational brainwave state that makes it easier to meditate and commune with your higher self, as well as any other higher guidance. And you're more actively in that theta state upon first waking up or right before when you go to sleep. I find it's a little bit harder to meditate right before bed because I'll get really sleepy. So I recommend setting the time aside to do this in the morning when you're waking up. Now, you connect to your higher self in meditation. And it's a pretty simple meditation that I'm gonna give you here. Even just set a timer for 3 minutes and don't worry about thoughts or feelings or anything going on. Literally, you are gonna focus on one thing and one thing alone for that 3 minutes. And that is focusing on slowing your breath, and focus on your deep breathing. Will bring all of your energy and attention into your awareness and experience of your subtle energy body. It will get you into the present moment. During this brief meditation, while you're breathing or immediately afterwards, you're gonna focus your attention in onto your heart space. So breathe into your heart space, and you can even see eyes in your heart where you're seeing from your heart, or placing ears on your heart where you're listening from your heart space, so that your attention and your presence is moving from the heart space out and how you're listening and intuiting the information that's going to come to you, rather than through the mind, which filters through the ego. If you move through the heart, you bypass the ego, which will allow you to hear more clearly, feel and intuit more accurately. Step 3 is to go ahead and invite in your higher self. So after you sit in stillness and focus on your breath for 3 minutes in meditation, then take another 3 to 10 minutes and focus on your higher self. Invite your higher self into your conversation and just sit in stillness, focus on your breath and feel from your heart space and just observe. Feel the space around you. Feel your body. Just tune into your own subtle energy sensations. Where are your thoughts being led? What does your body feel like? Like really tune into the subtle awareness of the cells in your body. Because what you're doing here, and this is really gonna build through repetition, through the consistency of connecting to your higher self, is you're going to develop the ability to know and understand what the difference is of not having your higher self with you and having your higher self with you at a subtle feeling level, so that when you are in other circumstances in your life, when your higher self is trying to get your attention or is protecting you or is with you, you'll be able to feel the subtle shift in your own energy to know that your higher self is now with you. So the goal here is to just invite your higher self into your meditation conversation and to just sit with them. Just perceive, just observe what it feels like and what the sensations are. And then step number 4 is to listen for any messages they may have for you. You can ask, like, what is my guidance for today? What do I need to know today? Where do I need my focus and my attention today? And just listen for guidance. And when I say listen, I mean feel it, know it, hear it, see it. It depends on what levels of psychic data come to you. But ultimately the messaging, especially when you're starting off, can be really simple. And you might think it's just coming from your own brain. You might just be like, is that just my brain thinking that thought, or is that my higher self? Well, here's the deal. You're in meditation with the intention of communing with your higher self. And as long as you're in your heart space, that message is coming from your higher self, even if you think it's just a thought that you're thinking. Our spirit guides, our essence, our higher selves will reach us through our own waking thoughts. So if it does just sound like a thought you might have, but it happened in the sequence of these events, it's your higher self talking to you. Trust it. And honestly, the more simple the message, the more accurate usually. Those of us that are mediums, like we can get a whole stream of consciousness and a full download and a lot of dialogue, but it doesn't diminish like the natural simplicity to which a higher self could speak to you, or a spirit guide, or any spiritual messaging. Simple messages are great. If you get a simple message, like a sentence or a phrase, you can just sit with it and unpack it for a few minutes. Like just meditate with that phrase. Like, what do they mean when they say this? So for example, one of the phrases that my guides have been sending through nonstop to me is follow through on what you say you're gonna do. And they won't complicate that message. I'll ask for more data. A lot of times I'll be like, well, what do you mean? Well, blah, 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 blah. But that's because I'm a medium and because I tend to run pretty mental. But ultimately, when they give you a phrase, sit with it. Just be in meditation with it. So for me, I'll sit with the phrase, follow through on what you say you're gonna do. Follow through on what you say you're gonna do. Okay, what am I gonna do? What feels good to do? What do I want to do? And then how do I make sure that I follow through on what I say I'm gonna do for myself today? This is that's for me, building a lot of positive self-talk and a lot of positive momentum and confidence in myself around knowing that I can trust what I think because I'm going to follow through on it for me. But this concept is just about building trust with the self. So anyway, when they give you a phrase, sit with and meditate on and think about that phrase and unpack it yourself and start to decide what it means or what it could mean and explore it from a place of curiosity. And that is all about connecting with your higher self in a few very simple, easy steps. If you love this video, I'd love if you go ahead and tap that like button below. Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear if you've already been connecting with your higher self or what you're looking forward to in connecting with your higher self. Remember to subscribe if you haven't yet. What are you doing? You're gonna love my channel, and tap that bell for notifications so you don't miss any videos like this. And as always, guys, if you love my vibe, I'd love to invite you to work with me. I'm gonna leave a bunch of links in the description below where you can find my I Am Success meditations, which is 5.5 hours and 11 tracks of guided visualizations and activations that will take you through how to train your subconscious mind for money, wealth, success, and positive thinking. You can also find the link to apply for my Transformation Accelerator program, which is my high performance one-on-one coaching, as well as my 2 online programs, Break the Mold, Spiritual Confidence and Radical Authenticity program, and Akashic Records Immersion, which is all about tapping into understanding and intuiting your psychic gifts and reading your very own Akashic Records, which are the blueprint to the soul. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have an amazing communion with your higher self. I would love to hear all about it in the comments below. And until the next video, I'll see you guys soon.